gorgeous. Right, so this is my my veg and fruit so far. Some of it is pretty pathetic and some of it not so. These were given to me by a good friend who's subscribed to the channel. They are the sort of raised beds, if you like. So you open them up and they're a fair size. There's 3 of them. They're a fair size. It's ready for when the infamous wardrobe, which to anyone that's not seen that yet, I'll show you in a minute. When that finally gives up the ghost, I'll revert to these 3, and you just put canes along the sides and they act as raised beds. You just fill them up with soil and you've got raised beds, which is a great idea, really. Yeah, not quite sure what it's made of. Don't know if any of the material will leach into the soil, but you know, desperate times lead to desperate measures, and it's a great concept. So yeah, probably give them a try next year. Just need to put them in the shed. Right, so I've got some vine tomatoes growing in there. I've got both of these greenhouses are full to the top with smokeless coal. I've got enough there, if I'm careful, to see me through 2 winters. These are cucumbers, and as they grow I'll start to get string from above and then train them along the top of this mesh. I think there's about 6 plants altogether there. These are my pathetic peppers so far. So I've got standard peppers, and then you've got the really, you know, the really long red sweet peppers. So yeah, I might end up having to finish these off in my grow tent upstairs. These are 2 new blueberry bushes to go with the 2 that I already had, and they're different. There's different species. Some of them are really big blueberries, but a smaller yield, and then you've got this one, which is the same, this one, and then look at that. Now, to me, it doesn't look like there's enough leaves on there to generate enough energy to ripen all of them, but we'll see. We shall see. So yeah, I've got 4 blueberry bushes. I might plant some more tomatoes up. I've just not got around to it. You'll have to excuse the mess. These are my dwarf French beans and the borlotti beans. I wish I'd put bigger canes in for the borlotti beans. I've never grown them before. I didn't realise that they were going to get so gangly. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem. I might have to support them as the beans, the actual pods, start to grow and create more weight. And you can tell the difference between the borlotti beans. They've got like a pinkish hue to them, as opposed to the dwarf French beans, which have white flowers. And there are some pods starting to grow, really tiny at the moment. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pots, so I should get a really good harvest from them. I've got nasturtium. Got some strawberries there that need picking. I've had a nice little harvest of strawberries off these 9 plants. I'm glad that someone gave this away. Yeah, I love the leaves of nasturtiums in a salad. I like a salad with my chips that I cook in lard. Every chip deep fat fryer that you buy at the moment, it's all do not use lard, use this poisonous liquid shit, which is a waste product. Yeah, and they're charging us for it. That's why it's so cheap. I've gone over that in previous videos. So yeah, I do cook my own chips, and I cook them in lard, and they're absolutely fine in that deep fat fryer. This is runner beans. I think this 9 plants in there. 9 plants in there. I've staggered them so that I don't end up with a shitload all at once. I can eat them as I go. Anything that's left over can be blanched and then frozen. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pots, each with 9 plants. These are my tomatoes. I'm waiting for them to grow a little bit more, then I'll start pinching off the limbs. More peppers that look pathetic. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with them. These were parsnips, and out of all the seeds, I tried to plant more seeds than I need, just expecting them to be a letdown, and voila, letdown. So I've got 2 parsnips growing in there. This is borage. If you look up borage, it's got a multitude of uses, and it encourages pollinators into your garden. But yeah, edible plant, medicinal. I've only just cut there. I've got a long, very, very long hedge, and it was I just left it to grow. Yeah, I've only just got around to grudgingly paying for me brown bin, me garden waste bin. So I've done it in 2 goes so far, and it's filled the bin up twice, so I've got to do the rest when the bin gets emptied again. I always have to watch this, even though I know it's been there for years. I have to watch this pond because I've nearly gone in a few times. The dogs have been in there a few times accidentally. This is my or one of my Jerusalem artichoke plants. That's going to grow massive. Really looking forward to seeing how magnificent that plant really is, and then tasting the roots, the artichoke, which isn't an artichoke. Then I've got another one there, and then this is loads and loads of really good quality firewood from the tree that was felled, that I did a video of. This has stopped producing strawberries now, but I've had a lot off there. I think, yeah, thyme is a great herb to grow because it's just so drought resistant. It's unbelievable. You know, you forget to water it for a couple of weeks during the summer. Doesn't matter, not bothered. Give it a water, bang, comes back to life again. You can't even see the buddy's head anymore. You can just make it out. What a hairdo. So I need to do a really, really good harvest of that, dehydrate it, grind it down into a powder so that it takes up less space, and I can start using it in dishes, because I've nearly ran out of the stuff that I dried before. Lavender. Mosquitoes hate lavender. There's so many plants that you can put in your garden that mosquitoes are disgusted by. So if you want to try and keep the mozzies down, just think about certain plants that you can put in your garden that have got a multitude of uses, and lavender is one of them, and edible. Oh. This plum tree has produced 0 plums this year, but it's grown loads and loads of extra limbs. So and it's gone completely vertical, which is perfect, absolutely perfect, because I've had to fit 4 fruit trees into a relatively small space. So if they grow up, then that's only going to be a benefit. There's garlic mixed in there. This is a raspberry bush that's kind of grown, died, can't make its mind up. I've planted, I don't know if you can make them out, but there's carrots in there, beetroot, there's quite a few beetroot plants in there, plenty of garlic growing in there. This is the honeyberry plant, that one there, and I've had one honeyberry off it. And yeah, it's a bit there are different blueberries. They do taste a bit different. This is a pear tree. I've got pears growing on there. It's about 8, 9 pears growing on there, which isn't bad considering its size. Poppies. I'm making my own bread, as you know, so I am growing poppies so I can get the seeds to put in the bread, because the poppy seeds are really good for you. This is another fruit tree that I can't remember. Oh, it's another pear tree. I have got pears growing on there, but not as many as that one. This is my gooseberry bush. I don't like gooseberries. I've got no idea why I bought this plant. It's very thorny, but the actual gooseberries are beautiful. They're beautiful. I mean, most of them are ripe. There's loads on there. I'm not going to eat this now because I might struggle to talk afterwards, because they are very, very tart. More beetroot, sorry. beetroot. I'm allowing, to a certain degree, the dandelions to grow, because the leaves, again, I love nice organic leaves in my salad. This is an apple tree that's got quite a few apples growing on it, and they're the kind of apple that you can just pick straight from the tree, and they're really sweet and scrumptious, as opposed to that apple tree which belongs to the house on the other road that runs parallel that way. They're all cookers. It's just fully laden, hundreds and hundreds of apples on there, which cook down into a really, really nice apple sauce. This has turned out to be a bit of a disappointment. My goji berry bush, it's really looking really, really unhealthy. It looks like it just can't make its mind up whether it wants to live or die. I felt like that a few times. As I'm sure you have. The amount of blackberries that I'm going to get this year is utterly ridiculous. So the blackberry bush is mixed in with the dog rose bush. So I've also got these here, which were flowers, will eventually become rose hips. 7 times the amount of vitamin C than an orange. Look at all of these potential blackberries, and they're not the little blackberries either on this bush. They're massive. Do you remember playing marbles as a kid? You know, the big marbles? They're about that size. It's just snidered. I'm having to keep cutting certain bits back, otherwise I've struggled to get in the shed. My cherry tree, I've tried putting netting over it. It was a crazy. I was going to do a little gaff. I was going to get a Yahoo milkshake and go point to the netting and then point to me. Yahoo netting, Yahoo. Yeah, it's been done before, which is why I didn't bother. I've had about 6 cherries off that. As I mentioned in a previous video, I've got leeks, raspberries, blueberries. There's a goji berry plant in there somewhere. This needs attention. I mean, this is very, very wild now, you know, which is what I wanted. But yeah, it's a little bit too wild for my liking. There's loads of raspberries still to pick. This is my plum tree. And I know for a fact they're there. I've counted about 4 plums on this, so a bit of a letdown. This small pear tree, there's no pears on there this year. This is my blackcurrant bush. There are blackcurrants in there. Just take my word for it. The infamous wardrobe. There's an old wardrobe under there which was reinforced and then lined and put in there. That is full of spuds. I've let one of the parsnips go to seed. Seed saving is just as important as anything that you plant. Don't eat all of your produce. You've got to save your seeds, because the amount of seeds you get from one plant is just ridiculous. And then you can give them to your neighbours and say, stop knocking on my door like a little leech because you've been asleep for the last 4 fucking years. Grow your own. So seed saving, very important. A lot of failures down here. These were meant to be carrots, and yeah. I've not done great this year, but I've not done. It could be worse. It could be worse. Carrots in there, more lavender, more parsnips. This is a pink berry bush, and I've not had a single berry off it, but it's about 80% bigger this year than it was last year. But yeah, I'm yet to try a pink berry. This is another Jerusalem artichoke, and then I've got another parsnip that I'm letting go to seed. Another strawberry plant there. Potatoes in one bag. I've only got one bag done. But let's see if I can find one. Please bear with me. Found them straight away yesterday. Right, so the flowers, basically the flowers then turn into what's known as seed potatoes, and then when they get big enough, you pick them off, put them somewhere cold and dark or cool and dark, then plant them up the following year. There are seed potatoes dotted around on each of these plants, but I just can't see them. Wood for the trees. So that's kind of where I'm at so far. Yeah. In regards to, just on a side note, so you can see my kitchen roof there. The pole flip thing, I'll go into more detail in another video, because it is quite a dark topic. But it all starts with a 2 to 3 person robust dinghy, inflatable dinghy, that will be on that roof, inflated on that roof. It's not as straightforward as that, but that's how it starts. Like I said, I'll go into more detail. I've got a composter there. I've got a composter buried behind there. I've just spotted a cherry that the blackbirds have been kind enough to leave me. And it's a constant case of making sure that the weeds don't overtake this garden, which I am managing to keep on top of. And that's about it. And making sure that I'm well covered for next year to keep planting, and then start reusing the compost mixed in with the soil that I've already got. Yeah, that's it. I hope you're doing as well, if not better than me. Much love. Ciao for now.